Game 9 of 15. Current standings, at last I recorded them, which could be wrong, are Yui in the lead with 3 wins, followed by IC with 2, and Dash, Nota, and Mr. Zach each tied with 1 point each. And Croc standing dead last. Today's game, well, today's first game, kind of depends on how you view these things. This game will feature IC versus Nota. And this will likely bring IC back up to tie with myself. Let us begin. Nota playing Protoss this game. I don't actually remember if Nota off-raced at all during this tournament, but that's a thing he could do, seeing as he plays all 3 races with more or less equal efficacy. And I see with an early geyser, implying he's going to be going for some early Ling aggression. Nota with a quick probe scout, checking for that inevitable Zergling push. Gateway, no gas yet. Extractor trick from IC. Here's the spawning pool. Overlord continues in. Probe enters the main. Has a bit of a scouting path, but he will not see the spawning pool over here behind the mineral line. Nota following up with Geyser and another gateway. Now he spots the spawning pool. What Nota should really be looking for is an expansion down here, because that's going to be the tell whether the Zergling aggression is going to be very, very strong or just enough. Nota not responding with a quick mothership core. And Lings are on their way. I'm not sure what Nota's going to do to put a stop to this. He's going to have 1 Zealot, no wall. He does have a Cybernetics core incoming, but that mothership's going to take, actually not quite so long to get out. He's only really got to wait for his Cybernetics core. So about 40 seconds he has to hold on against these Lings. Zergling speed gonna be triggered just as the mothership core comes out, if that's the course he takes to defend himself. And indeed, he stops probe to kick off the mothership core. I see probably properly avoiding the Zealot, going for the more juicy probes in the back. Nota actually managing to prevent any serious damage, or indeed any damage at all. And the planetary pylon clears out this Overlord, while IC just continues to try to soak up Nota's APM. Planetary pylon will secure this defense. Mothership core can probably kick off another one of those. Very, very shortly at least. IC back at home is not doing anything in the way of a transition. He's not expanding, not getting another tech structure, not increasing his gas content, and it doesn't seem like he's even drawn. He's all in on this Ling aggression so far. He did manage to knock out the Arcosis pylon up here, but these adepts combined with motherships are going to give him very solid defense. More Lings coming out from IC. Trying to reinforce so that he can make another push before Nota has a chance to really produce any more units. I do see another structure from IC. He's transitioning to Roaches, which is a good choice in the face of Adepts. He's also getting Lair, probably indicating he wants to get Hydralisks, but he still doesn't have another expansion, so I'm not entirely sure what he plans to do from here. Nota's defense is surprisingly solid. Second geyser for IC, a little bit of creep spread. Let's see what he does once this lair pops. going for the expansion after Lair. Meanwhile, I'm now noticing that Nota's got a gigantic bank of minerals at 1,300. Very solid ramp defense, but that's not going to hold if he starts getting hit with roaches. Instead, he's making the transition for Stargate, hopefully, to cut down on IC's economic advantage, because Nota's going to be feeling pretty well hemmed in, and without any real scouting information. He doesn't know that IC's on more or less currently the same page. Nota actually with a slight income advantage and worker advantage. Nota now hemming himself in with these pylons, probably for planetary pylon defenses against mutalisks. Tries to poke himself out, manages to clean up IC's map controlling units, enabling Nota to take an expansion now with his massive mineral bank. IC with an double evolution chamber, still no Hydralisk den. I imagine he's not building that yet because he doesn't have the gas to support production. Picking up what is roach speed, I think? It doesn't want to tell me. I assume that's roach speed. I see a little high on the gas. He could probably afford to get going on some Overlord upgrades, or Burrow, or just starting the Hydralisk Den. Whatever he does, he better do it before this here Oracle does its business. Because IC, unfortunately, in his usual pattern, is lacking any kind of anti-air in his mineral lines. He's droning up now with roaches for defense, letting Nota, giving Nota the chance to take the initiative. Nota very likely missing his opportunity by leaving his Oracle here to charge energy until he has a second Oracle. I see now coming down with Spore Crawlers in at least one mineral line. He cancelled it. He cancelled his Spore Crawler? Why? What did he see? What did he not see? He never saw the Stargate. He did see the expansion. And he never saw Nota get a second geyser. Maybe he's thinking Nota's going pretty heavy ground. Especially after Nota used a bunch of Adepts and Zealots to defend. But this is still a mistake. Spore Crawlers invariably do work for Zerg, especially against Protoss. Not just in terms of anti-Oracle, but also in terms of trying to repel observers, which otherwise go completely unchecked. Still no Hydralisk Den from IC. Just droning up on 2 base. I'm not sure I approve of this. His economy is definitely taking off and leaving Nota's economy in dust, but if he gets caught without any kind of defense by these 4 oracles, his income advantage is going to grind to a complete and utter halt. Unfortunately, Nota is just waiting way too long to use these oracles. I see now taking a center position in the map, bringing along some overseers. Nota, I think, rather correctly grabbing a 3rd. Something IC probably should have done some time ago. There's the Hydralisk Den, now picking up Hydralisk speed and range. Looks like IC is getting ready to push in on the ground right here soon. Nota's got a pretty reasonable cluster of ground units to deal with it. Dude, Nota, you gotta use these oracles. He's so vulnerable. So vulnerable. Just pooling up your resources is not helping you. Nota's going to be getting ground 1, but IC's still got the upgrade advantage. Army values favor Nota, however a lot of that is tied up in oracles and units which do not handle roaches very well. These planetary pylons are pretty much the only thing that's going to even potentially push this back. Nota needs to use the oracles. Here they are, finally doing some work, but now there's spore crawlers all over the place. And these are just all going to die while Nota tries to take care of his home front. Nota had this game in the bag if only he was more aggressive. But now he has no chance to turn around IC's aggression. The snowball's going to come rolling in right here soon, and Nota just doesn't have what it takes to turn it away. Nota's now taken some pretty severe losses with multiple very inefficient engagements. Stalkers are not going to stand up to this army very well. The force field will help, but IC is just not gonna get himself caught up on it. He's just gonna wait him out because IC knows he has the advantage from this point. These Phoenix are idle resources that could be hunting down overlords all around his base. And the snowball continues. I see with some mid-ground creep spread, I kind of question why he's sending it this direction when all of his movement is taking place in the most direct path. This is now just a time-biding exercise for IC, trying to push his way up this ramp. Nota not present to split the units, but gets the force field down much too late. These hydralisks will clean up too many of these stalkers in order to even begin an active defense. With the rest of IC's army joining the high ground, that's GG. Bit of a shame, this game could have gone either way. That brings IC up to 3 points, tying with UE for first, and everyone else tied for, I guess, third, that would be, with Croc with 0 points in the dead last position. Join us for the next stream, soonish.